Mazda appears to be a company on the brink. They have one electric car. They have no electric cars coming anytime soon of any kind that anyone knows about. The only electric car they have just killed. Why? Well, because it basically didn't sell. No one wanted it. It was overpriced, and its range at only 100 miles was a bit of a joke. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Sam Evans. I'm the Electric Viking. Welcome to the new subscribers, and thank you for your support this year with all the craziness that's been going on. I really appreciate that. Now, if you're new to the channel and you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's been some decent dramas going on here. So I'll put a link in the description and you can check those out. Mazda has just killed off its only EV in America. It has no plans to make any other models of EVs anytime soon. It's clearly getting left behind in the global race towards electrification. The MX-30 is now officially dead. Now, I predicted this would happen. I'm sure many of you predicted this would happen. It was pretty obvious this was going to happen. This product just wasn't very good. Customers have bought them and said they're not very good. And it was sold in limited numbers, say Mazda, but the truth is that it was just bought in limited numbers because no one really wanted them. The Mazda MX-30 is dead in America, and to be honest, it's pretty much dead worldwide based on its actual sales figures, as the brand has decided to focus its electrification efforts on hybrids. Yeah, that's their plan. No real EVs to speak of, just hybrids. While the crossover's death will leave Mazda without any electric vehicle in the US, and well, anywhere else for that matter, it won't be missed. There was so much negativity around this EV, it was a bit of an embarrassment, and it sort of meant that really it gave ammunition to people who are against EVs by saying, look how crap they are, look at that thing. So I think the fact that it's being removed from the market is probably a good thing, if anything. The company sold a grand total of 16 MX-30s across the entire United States market last month. That pushed their year-to-date sales to a total of 66, meaning actually last month was their best month this year, 16. What have they sold? 11 per month across the entirety of the US this year. The EV didn't fare much better last year, as Mazda sold 324 in 2022. Sales numbers are pretty similar to that in Australia. And in Europe, they're not much better either. The 2023 MX-30 EV started at $34,000. Plus, there was an additional charge of $1,275 for a destination fee. Now, that's in the US. That's a pretty decent price. In Australia, though, it was priced at closer to 55,000 Australian dollars, or around about, well, nearly 40,000 US dollars. However, the reason it's not, well, wasn't very expensive in the US is because it comes with a 35.5 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery pack, very small battery, and it has pretty poor efficiency as well. It allows for an EPA estimated range of 100 miles, which is 160 kilometers. In fact, to be exact, 161 kilometers. That's pretty terrible. I mean, when you consider that its rival, the Chevrolet Bolt, starts at $26,000 and can travel 260 miles, meaning more than twice as long, 417 kilometers on a single charge, you can see that it had pretty tough competition. Well, no, it didn't at all. In fact, it would have had the market to itself if it had been compelling, but it wasn't. I mean, there's very few rivals in America, especially when the MX-30 first came out, in that price bracket. And they definitely could have had a product that people would have loved if they had to put a proper battery in it and engineered it as an EV from the ground up, giving it better efficiency. The MX-30 also had one other problem. It cost the same as a Model 3. Seriously, a Tesla Model 3 with 470 kilometers of range around there. That's crazy. Now you might be thinking, no, it doesn't cost. Well, it does. The tax credit is for $7,500, brings the price of the Model 3 down to being just below that of the MX-30. Besides this disappointing range and price, carscoops.com says that the crossover isn't exactly a powerhouse, as it has an electric motor developing only 143 horsepower, that's 107 kilowatt, and 200 pound-feet of torque, or 271 newton meters. And they'd be right. This is one of the least powerful, slowest electric cars you can buy. That said, a lot of people like its distinctive design and its look. Now, I saw them on the road and I thought, that looks quite nice. It does. But it doesn't make a lot of sense as a car. I mean, EVs, one of the great things about them is you don't have a big engine that you have to have at the front of the car. You can package them in a much smarter way. But with the MX-30, the bonnet of this car is almost as big as the actual passenger area, meaning it's really unpractical. The MX-30 does come nicely equipped with heated front seats, a moonroof, an 8.8-inch infotainment system, which I guess is considered small these days though, and a Mazda radar cruise control with stop and go. While the MX-30 is now dead, there's still a handful of 2023 models, which you'll be able to get really cheap now that this is an orphaned car. Now, for those of you who bought this car, I'd like to say I feel sorry for you, but I don't, because I told you. I mean, come on. There were so many videos and reviews. You could have read them. If anyone bought this car, you didn't do a shred of research. Seriously. Either that or you just worked at Mazda. Now, if you're one of the people that worked at Mazda, so you're maybe forced to buy one to kind of make the boss feel good, then hey, I feel for you. I especially feel for you because you probably won't have a job by 2030. Like I said, Mazda has no plans for EVs. If you think about it, even in the United States, which is a bit of a laggard when it comes to EV adoption and EV rules, by 2030, there'll be about a 50% mandate. Eventually, it won't be legal to sell non-EVs in the US because people are starting to realize the incredible health damage caused by gasoline-powered vehicles and diesel. And seeing as Mazda doesn't plan to make EVs, well, it's just inevitable that they'll cease to exist in the US. Now, I'm sure that at some point in time, they'll change their minds, but by that time, it'll be too late.